Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're so glad to welcome you as part of our community tonight. Please note that this webinar is being recorded and distributed live stream. By entering this virtual meeting room, you give your consent to be recorded and distributed by Vienna Live with Simeon Morrow and other third parties. If you wish to not be recorded, please go to the LinkedIn Live video stream, the link to which I've just placed in the chat room. Tonight, our featured guest is San Francisco Bay Area jazz vocalist Stella Heath, whose new album, For Billie, will be the subject of tonight's conversation.
Oh, what little moonlight can do to you. You're in love, your heart's a flutter all day long. You only stutter 'cause your poor tongue just will not utter the word I love you. What little moonlight can do. Wait a while until a little moonbeam comes peeping through. You'll get bored, you can't resist him at all, they say. When you have kissed him, do what little moonlight can do.
Welcome, Stella.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Stella, so tell us a little bit about where you come from, how your musical tastes were formed, and the moment you decided to become a jazz vocalist.
Yeah. Let's see. So I grew up in Petaluma, California, which is north of San Francisco. And I grew up on like a little acreage, 7-acre acreage. And my mom was like a wonderful music aficionado and had this wonderful collection of music. And I was just listening through it. You know, I was listening to Louis Armstrong, I was listening to Tom Waits, Edith Piaf, lots of classical music growing up. And that's really kind of how my tastes were formed. And that's really how I discovered jazz and really ignited a love for jazz really early on in my life. And let's see, I guess when I decided I wanted to be a professional singer, when I was in my teenage years, I saw The Phantom of the Opera, and I had this kind of like spark of inspiration where I decided I wanted to be a stage actress. And so I kind of devoted myself to becoming a triple threat and took dance classes and acting classes. I went to college I went to Interlochen Arts Academy for acting, and then went to college at Syracuse for acting. And midway through my time at Syracuse, I switched my major from musical theater, because I realized I didn't love enough of the music of musicals to really devote my life to it. And I switched to straight acting and got really into Shakespeare. And so I graduated Syracuse with a degree in acting and spent 5 years in New York City as a Shakespearean actress, really mostly what I was doing with Shakespeare. And then finally, I moved back to California, and I decided that I wanted to, I guess I was just tired of being other people on stage, and I wanted to be myself on stage. So I started singing, put together a band, and that was kind of the start of my musical professional career. And it's been a little over 10 years now that I've been doing it.
Was it tough going from acting and doing other roles to being yourself?
It wasn't. No, I was kind of craving it. Acting is hard because it kind of takes over your life, and I always felt a little bit indebted to the characters and telling their story in the best way that I could, you know. And so it felt really freeing to be myself and tell these like little, you know, there's still the story, and I'm very drawn to songs that have a strong story and character. But it's just this like 3-minute play, you know, versus a 2-hour play.
Let's have a listen to our, well, actually, we have a music video here. This is Swing, Brother, Swing.
Deep rhythm captivates me, hot rhythm stimulates me. Can't help but swing it, boy, swing it, brother, swing it. Don't stop the diddle daddle, stop this foolish prattle. Come on, send me, boy, swing it, brother, swing it. Raring to go, and there ain't nobody gonna hold me down. Say, listen, boy, hurry up and send me, let me go to town. Stop this diddle daddle and this foolish prattle. Come on, kill me, boy, swing it, brother, swing it.
Fantastic. So we were just mentioning how you changed your career to go from telling other people's stories to telling your own. This new album For Billie is clearly about another person's story, but somehow reflects
Yeah.
your own. Tell us about the story of For Billie.
Yeah, so I guess it was in 2018. I had been doing kind of like a mix of American swing, traditional jazz, and French music, like gypsy jazz, in a band that I had called Band Django. Still have it. And I wanted to do something that was kind of, I really like the mixing of history and storytelling into uh, a show. And maybe it's from the theater background. So I did a bunch of research in 2018 on Billie Holiday and Billie's life and kind of drafted up this show where I tell stories about her life and her music through the arc of, and then I have a kind of an arc of music that sometimes goes chronologically and sometimes doesn't. And so we debuted that in 2019, and it was really successful really quickly. And then, of course, we weathered the pandemic and all of that. But I'm very particular in it, and it took a long time. I mean, I've been doing these songs for 7 years now, something like that. And it took a long time for me to feel, we recorded it a few times through the process, but it never felt right. And then last year in 2025, I received a grant from Chamber Music America. And it was a really nice amount of money to really do a quality recording, and it captured exactly what I wanted in this in this project.
And so we're telling through these songs, we're telling pretty much the story of this music theater piece.
Yeah, so it's like it's not really a music theater piece. Like it's a very much a concert. And then I speak as myself telling stories about Billie's life. And so that's the Billie Holiday project, and that's the show that I've been doing for 7 years. Of course, I don't have the excerpts of me talking on the album, but I still tried to. I mean, I like to listen to albums and records, so I tried to have like an arc of listening so that it feels like a journey from the beginning to the end of the album.
Let's have a look at our next music video. This is Good Morning Heartache.
Good morning, heartache, you old gloomy sight. Good morning, heartache, thought we said goodbye last night. I tossed and turned until it seemed you had gone. But here you are with the dawn. Wish I'd forget you, but you're here to stay. It seems I met you when my love went away. Now every day I start by saying to you, good morning, heartache, what's new? Stop haunting me now. Can't shake you no how. Just leave me alone. I've got those Monday blues, straight through to Sunday blues. Good morning, heartache, here we go again. Good morning, heartache, you're the one who knew me well. Might as well get used to you hanging around. Good morning, heartache, sit down.
So we've heard an incredible band. We have wind musicians who seem to play any instrument they want, bass,
Yeah.
piano, drums. How did you pick these musicians to perform on this album? What do you look for in a musician? What makes a good musician?
Oh man, that's kind of a hard question. Well, I'll start with Neil. Neil Fontano is my piano player, and I connected with him like really early on in 2018, and really put this project together, centered around Billie Holiday. And he's just, he's kind of a prodigy piano player. He's a multi-instrumental. He plays drums and I think a little clarinet too. And Neil and I have just always been a really good collaborating team in putting together arrangements and kind of crafting the show. He's definitely somebody that I rely on musically and also in the band, and has really kind of moved into musical director of the show as because we've scaled up to a 10-piece big band, so he's writing a lot of the arrangements for it. Um, and then through the process, we've kind of recycled through different musicians and settled on this really wonderful um, band that we have. And Robbie Elfman, he plays one of the reed instruments. He plays flute, clarinet, and tenor saxophone on the album. And he's like a staple member of our band as well. Johnny Bones, he plays with the California Honey Drops. Wonderful, such a soulful player. He plays sax, alto tenor, and soprano sax on the album. And he's hard to get, so we play with him whenever we can get him. And then wonderful father-son um, pair, we have Riley Baker, who plays drums primarily on the album, but he also adds a little bit of trombone in there. And his father is a wonderful, wonderful trumpet and trombone player, and he's on there as well. And then Vic Wong is one of my favorite guitar players in the Bay Area, and Daniel Fabricant is also a staple member of our band on bass.
And about if you hear another singer singing, what really captures your attention? What do you think is makes for a great vocalist?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, I think it always comes down to story for me. It's how they convey the story of the song. And I love improvisation too, like vocal improvisation. Um, but really it comes down to like how it I think it kind of relates to our next question, but how it touches you in telling the story of the song. Somebody I really like right now is Lucy Yegazarian. I think she's a really great vocalist.
Let's have a listen to our next music video. This is These Tears.
Eating oysters by the bay, a trip to France in May. Believe me when I say the happy times were plenty. Suddenly a changing tide, the feeling died. Now I'm wondering why. I thought that we would climb every hilltop, walk between the raindrops too. But since you left, my pillow's seldom dry. These tears are all I have of you. I thought that we would rule this world together, turn the stormy weather blue. Today the clouds refuse to pass me by. These tears are all I have of you. You didn't have to tell those lovely lies you told just to win my heart, then to say goodbye. You could have just as well given bronze instead of gold. Then when you bit a spot, I wouldn't cry. I can recall the way you signed your letter. Who could forget that you? But all the rest was taken by the tide. These tears, all I have of you.
Fantastic. This brings us to the philosophical part of our conversation. Quote, what is it about an artist that touches the nerve of human experience that is the mark of a true and lasting artist? There are those rare ones who hold up a mirror to every man, every woman, and reflect back the deep and complex emotions we all hold inside. Billie was one of these artists. She allowed her audiences a deep dive into the lyrics, the story, and the music of the songs she sang. End quote. That is from the liner notes of For Billie. What makes for a music that touches the nerve of the human experience and a music that just doesn't, Stella?
Um, I don't know if I can speak to what doesn't, but I think that Billy had a really unique ability, and maybe it's like who knows exactly what it is about a singer that allows them to kind of be a catalyst for human emotion, allowing them to like feel it so deeply that they're able to kind of transmit it to the audience or listener. But I definitely think that Billie had that, and she um, really moved the audiences that she played for, and the people that continue to listen to her music. Um, Something that really drew me to Billie too was the fact that she made a very courageous decision to sing "Strange Fruit." And when I decided to tell her story, that was really what drew me to it. Is that there would be an arc that really I felt it was important and is still important to to sing that song in particular. Um, that really, she sang a lot of love songs. She sang songs like "Good Morning Heartache," which is speaks to the depths of depression, and she did it with truth and honesty, and I think that's really kind of what you're going for as a singer.
Stella, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
We lost you for a second there. Could you tell us more about Strange Fruit? Why was that such a courageous
yeah.
decision?
Oh, I mean, in 1939, she decided to sing "Strange Fruit," which is, of course, the anti-lynching song written by Abel Meeropol. And her life was changed after she decided to sing that song. She was truly hunted by the U.S. government. Sorry, I'm camping right now, so that's why my connection might be a little bit unstable. But Billie was so strong in her decision, and really I consider her to be a grandmother to the civil rights movement and a really important American not only a jazz vocalist.
Is this album for Billie? Is this kind of a celebration of that, or is it a
Yes,
reminder,
absolutely.
or
Absolutely. So the show that I've created and the album is homage to her as a woman and a figure that deserves applauding.
let's have a listen to our last track. This is Strange Fruit.
The southern trees bear a strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the root, black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees. Pastoral scene of the gallant South, the bulging eyes and the twisted mouth, scent of magnolia, sweet and fresh. Then the sudden smell of burning flesh. Here's a fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, for the sun to rot, for the tree to drop. Here is a strange and bitter cry.
Haunting. Are there any questions? Would anyone like to check in with Stella? Okay, then I'll ask the last question. What do you wish all of us who listen to this album, what would you like us to take away from this experience?
Well, I mean, like I said, I really kind of crafted it to be an arc. So I would hope that people would listen to it chronologically and from beginning to end. So much of it is really fun, and you can hear my influences, Neil's influences of traditional jazz, and that kind of celebratory music. It's very dance friendly, and there is kind of a turn, and there's definitely ballads that are contemplative and haunting and beautiful and romantic. So to kind of go through that journey through the album.
Let's see how we can get the album. It is available at stellaheathmusic.com. And we just go to buy music. Is that right, Stella?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you want a physical copy, that's that. on my website, and I'll send it out to you. And then of course, there's Bandcamp if you're going to purchase it digitally. And then streaming is good too.
Perfect. So do purchase the album at stellaheathmusic.com. And then if we want to stay in touch with you, we can go to contact under more, Stella.
Yep, that's it. That gets right to me.
Perfect. So feel free to reach out to Stella with any questions or comments you may have. And I'd like to bring to your attention her upcoming tour, which we have here. Tell us a little bit about where you're going to be singing, Stella.
Oh yeah, so mostly West Coast dates. Um, a few big band ones here in California, and then I'll be playing as a sextet in Colorado, a couple dates in Colorado, and then bringing also a sextet up to Oregon. Um, I'll be playing at the Django Fest Northwest up in Seattle, and that's a show that I do that's called From Billie Holiday to Edith Piaf, they were both born in 1915, and I kind of compare and contrast their music and their lives.
Fantastic. So again, all information is available at stellaheathmusic.com. Thank you so very much to Stella Heath.
Thank you so much for having me.
And before we go, I'd just like to bring your attention to Vienna Live's website, where we have an ongoing sponsorship campaign. And you can sponsor Vienna Live for $5 a month, and you will receive one Vienna Live Celebrates 5 Years mug, or $10 a month, you will receive one Vienna Live Celebrates 5 Years mug and one Vienna Live City tote bag. If you go over to one-time payment custom, there is no minimum sponsorship amount. All sponsorships allow Vienna Live to continue to operate as a free public music service. And coming up next week, we have Sarah and Hagar. Art has the power to inspire, enlighten, and heal, and historical influence only magnifies its poignancy. On Sarah and Hagar, composer Shelley Nan calls for reconciliation between Arabic and Jewish peoples, drawing from the biblical story of Sarah and Hagar in a dramatic work for string quartet and two voices, the story of the two holy mothers coming together, shedding perennial feelings of pain, competition, and anger, calls for a new beginning of harmonious peace and empathy. Nan's music captures the emotions of countless generations. Let's discover the newest classical music. That's again Sarah and Hagar next Wednesday, and all information about upcoming shows may be found at www.simeonmoro.com. Once again, thank you so very much to Stella Heath. Thank you to Vienna Live's corporate sponsors, including Parma Recordings, and individual sponsors. For your ongoing support allows Vienna Live to continue to operate as a free public music service. Thanks very much to my cousin Mike, a marketer from Layer App. If you're an architect or an engineer, they have really cool tools you should check out. And of course, most of all, thanks to you, our participants, who make it all worthwhile. From Washington, D.C. and San Francisco, California, goodbye, and see you next Wednesday.